If you are studying for the NCLEX and you feel overwhelmed and you don't know where to start, this video is definitely going to be for you. Today I'm going to give you guys some tips, some tricks, and some things that I use to help me pass my NCLEX on the very first try. So go ahead and make sure you stay tuned to see what those things are. Also, make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as I will be uploading more helpful information that could help you get through nursing school your first year after you graduate, and some more other fun things about nursing in general. Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the NCLEX and what I did to study, what helped me, what didn't help me, what I changed, what I didn't change, and just how I got through the whole process until I sat down for that exam. So for those of you who are new here, my name is D'Amber. I'm 28 years old. I am a travel nurse, and I'm also in school to get my nurse practitioner degree. So yeah, let's get started. I think the first thing that is super important is understanding what the NCLEX is testing. It's not a test that is based off of what you can remember. The NCLEX is testing on, can you keep these patients safe? If you give this medication, what do you need to educate the patient on? If you see these signs, what do you need to, how do you need to react? If your patient is doing this, what as a nurse will you do to keep your patient safe? That is literally what the NCLEX is testing. Patient safety. So I don't want you guys to sit there for hours thinking, trying to cram in everything that you did not learn in nursing school, because that's not going to help you. It's going to stress you out more. You're never going to know everything when you walk into that exam. I mean, you could literally walk into that exam and have a lot of OB focused questions, or a lot of pediatric questions, or a lot of medication questions. You never know what you'll get. So this is a type of exam you gotta, the way you prepare is super duper important. And let's talk about how you'll do that. So what I did was I kept my study resources at a minimal. To me, a lot of people, like UWorld. I personally did not like UWorld. I did purchase it. I purchased the one where you get one exam. I took that one exam and it gave me borderline to pass. And I took that one exam like a couple weeks before I actually sat down for my test. So I was freaking out, like I'm not ready, but no. To me, UWorld was a little bit complicated. The rationales were amazing, but no. I used Archer, and I also used Mark Clemec. But I used Mark Clemec when I was going through the nursing program. So like my third semester, I went and I purchased him, and I truly think that he was more helpful getting me through nursing school than he was when I sat down at my boards. Now, what I will say is Archer was my saving grace. Absolutely love Archer. It, to me, is better than UWorld. The rationales were amazing. They show you, they have videos on there for you. They have different ways that you can take the exams. It's just very, very helpful. It's user friendly, and it just gives you confidence. It's a real confidence booster. Another thing that I truly recommend is study questions. And I recommend that because when I started using Archer, when I began studying for my NCLEX, I realized that I had to change the way that I thought. So Archer would ask me, what would you do first? And I would answer them how I was taught to answer them in nursing school. And I realized that it was two different ways that I needed to answer those questions. So once I realized how Archer wanted me to answer them, I realized that I had to erase some of the things that I even learned throughout nursing school and answer them the Archer way to help me pass the NCLEX. And I think that truly did help me. So I feel like you need to get those review questions in, because you might have to shift the way that you were taught to answer questions when it comes down to this NCLEX. Another thing that I also believe too, that you need to read the rationales. When you are on Archer, whether you're on Archer or UWorld, I'll say, read those rationales, because if you don't understand why that answer is that, read it. If you guessed and you got it correctly, read the rationale. It will literally tell you why you need to go with this answer versus the other answers. Because as we know, in nursing school, all those answers could be right, but why was this answer the most correct? So the rationales behind it were my saving grace, because there was times I was like, it doesn't make sense. I get it, but it just doesn't make sense. Once I was able to make sense of it, I promise you that topic or that type of question I never got wrong again, because it made sense at that point. I read the rationale. It was like, oh, okay, cool, ding, get it. Let's move on. So rationale reading to me is super important. It helps out a lot. I also do not want you guys to sit at a desk for 8 hours like you did with nursing school to study for this exam. This is not a let me try to learn everything that I did not learn in nursing school to pass this exam. Like I stated in the beginning, this exam is testing patient safety. So with that being said, study for 1 to 3 hours a day. What I did was I would wake up in the morning, do my morning routine, and the first thing after I got finished getting myself together was I would sit down and I would do 85 questions. Archer has an app on your phone where you can do questions. So I would do the questions on my phone, and then I would go and enjoy my day. And then when my day was over, I would come back home and do more questions, whether it was 25, 30, 5, 10, whatever I felt like doing. I would do more questions, read those rationales, and chill out. This is not the time to try to remember everything that you did not learn in nursing school. This is, I learned all this information. I'm going to apply it so I can keep my patients safe and pass my exam. So do not sit down for 8 to 10 hours a day trying to study for this exam, because that will literally burn you out. Your mental health during NCLEX prep is super important. It might be more important now than it was in nursing school. So your sleep, prioritize it. Make sure you're eating. Make sure you have the routine down that you personally are used to having down. And make sure you're just resting overall. Like, don't try to make your brain remember things, because the more stressed you are, the less you will literally remember what you're trying to learn for this exam. So make sure you are prepared mentally as well to sit down for this exam, because it could be a lot. It could be very, very stressful. So just make sure that you are mentally prepared. So the last week before the NCLEX is not the week to cram. Honestly, none of it is the week to cram. It's really just about some light review. It's about putting in realizing that you put in the work to actually sit down and take this test. Remember, you just did 2 to 4 years worth of work to sit down and take this exam. You've literally earned this spot. It's for you. So you're going to go in there and you're going to take this test and you're going to pass it. You're going to remain confident while you're taking this exam. Don't allow your classmates and your friends will take this exam before you. Don't get discouraged if you hear people talk about, oh, my exam shut off at 85. If you are taking this exam and it does not shut off at 85, then I don't care. Keep going until that exam shuts off. Just because somebody's exam shuts off at 85 does not mean they passed. It does not mean they failed. Just because your exam shuts off at 150 does not mean you passed or failed. Take that exam, take your time, and don't freak out if it does not cut off at 85. I had so many classmates that told me, oh, I freaked out with my exam. We took it before COVID or before the next gen came out. So we had 75. I had so many people freak out when their exam did not shut off at 75. It does not matter. My exam shut off at 78. When I got to that 75 question and it kept going, I took a deep breath, I relaxed, and I said, you got this. You will pass this exam. And I want to let you guys know too, y'all got this. You will pass this exam. So to anybody taking the NCLEX soon, good luck. I remember at the end of that exam, you will have your RN, your LPN, whichever route you decided to take. You will be it. And you guys will remember to keep your patients safe in that exam and in the real world. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos, more tips, more tricks, more everything that I personally do, in my career that makes me happy, that I wouldn't do, whatever the case may be. So yeah, make sure you guys follow and see you guys at the next video. Bye.